Hi, guys. Welcome back to another podcast episode. And I'm trying some stuff out. If you're watching on YouTube, hello. This is my first time trying the visual aspect of my podcast. And if you're listening on the podcast and you want to watch it on YouTube, go ahead. It's Janine Lopez F. But yeah, today I really was excited to talk because I actually started journaling again. Well, kind of journaling. And what I mean by that is I was doing homework and I didn't want to be doing work anymore. So I kind of was goofing off and just like scribbling on my journal. And I decided to see what just came out of me because I was just feeling a lot in that moment. And I'm a little stressed out because it's like finals weeks and it's like next week it's my last next week is my last week of the semester. And I'm really scared about like passing classes and stuff because I feel like ever since that hiccup in the beginning of the semester where like I missed an assignment from like going out, and I felt like super guilty after that. And I was like, I need to get it together. And I don't know, it just like this half of the semester felt like really like off for me. But I'm trying to just get back into it and like do good and like pass because it's so expensive to be in school, guys. I don't know if you know that. It's expensive. Um but yeah, and as I was writing, something just like was flowing out of me and I wrote so much. Well, not really, not that much, but it was all these things that like I didn't know were inside of me. And I kind of want to read through it so you have an understanding of like where my head was at and the things that came out of me I just did not expect. Okay, so April 17th, 2024, Wednesday. I always do that because I like to have context when I'm like reading back. Like, what day of the week was it that I was having a breakdown? Because if it was a Monday, I understand. And I wrote, you know what I've noticed gets in my way of learning? Ego. I think whenever something is being taught to me, my thoughts, when it's not in the realm of my interest, is who the fuck cares? I notice this with people, my boyfriend, teachers, when they get excited about something and take it so serious. And I'm like, oh my God, don't take it so seriously. And I'm like laughing at them in the sense that in my head, wow, like you're really drinking the Kool-Aid, huh? And how cynical of me. Like Jesus. But I think this is just a reflection of my own experience. I am deflecting because I remember drinking the Kool-Aid and working so hard at a job that at the end of the day could replace me in a day, or being so invested in one form of lifestyle that I am blinded to how silly/pushy I actually look from an outside perspective. And it appears as though I am scared to get too invested into anything in fear that my bipolar ass will take it too far. That's the end of the quote, or the writing section. But that's what I wrote. And I was like, wow, that's kind of mean of me. That sounded mean, right? Because I'm like laughing at people who like are passionate about something. And I'm just like, who cares? Like none of this matters. And I'm like, I don't like that. I really don't like that. But like, I have noticed that in my thinking the last couple of years because I, again, diagnosed bipolar 2 like years ago. I took things too far sometimes. I took things like, if I was in something, I was like in it like 1,010%. And I would take it too far and then not be able to see my blind spots. And then ever since getting out of those like eras of thinking, I'm now deeply like afraid of just like giving something my all in fear that it's just not going to be like worth it, or it's not going to be good for me, or I'm just going to like put all this time and energy into something that is not going to benefit me, if that makes sense. Especially like, when 2020 happened, and I always reference this, but like I feel like 2020 impacted like a lot of us and like how we view the world. But ever since then, it was like so easy to see how like you're replaceable. And ever since then, and ever since like realizing so many things about the world, I'm like, what is the point of working so hard for someone or for something if it's if I'm so easily replaceable, right? And yes, it's good to have that awareness, but at the same time, it's it also like stops me from like doing the best that I can. Like it also stops me from like being too invested into something. And I don't know. I think I used to think that this was a good thing, but I'm starting to think that like for my own like career and stuff, like I don't think it's such a good thing anymore because I only dip my toes into stuff and I don't like fully immerse myself into it because I fear that I'll get too invested in it and go crazy about it and like basically convert like it's a cult or something, you know? I don't know. It's just I'm wondering if any of you guys feel this way, but I definitely do. I'm just like I'm scared of getting invested, and it's like not that I'm afraid of commitment, okay? This is not about my relationships. Like I don't fear commitment at all. Like I'm like, okay, let's get married and have the kid. He's like, it's fine, you know? Like it's not in that sense. It's more in the sense of like what am I giving my energy to? Is this going to be worth it? Is this going to pay off? But even though those are like valid questions, I I feel like I question that about everything. And it might be a little more like of an anxious mindset if we think about it truly for what it is. Definitely like more like an anxious mindset, but it's the truth. Like and I want to be able to get out of that and get excited about learning new things and get excited about new job opportunities and get excited about just like learning something new, literally anything new. And I think I've just became so cynical because of the world that we live in and the awareness of everything that's going on like bad in the world. And it's so easy to think like, what's the point? Like, what's the point? But we could also view it in the sense of like, what's the point? There's not really a point. So might as well like dive into all these cool things and like learn new material and things about the earth and things about like your career and things about like I don't know, like history, anything, literally anything that tickles your brain. I think that's like a good way to like start for me. I want to be able to get a little too invested into stuff again because I've been holding back. I've been holding myself back in fear of looking silly and in fear of like going too far in that I can't see myself anymore. And I think that might also be relationship trauma because giving something so much and for it just to like be thrown back in your face is not a good feeling. But oh wow, I might have just had a realization there live on the podcast. Yes, Janine realizing that she is still a little bit traumatized by giving her all into relationships. Wow, that's insane. Okay. Anyways, I'm not gonna dwell too much on that because that chapter is like way beyond close and like oh, speaking of chapters closed, guys, Taylor Swift, her new two albums dropped. One like at like 8 p.m. yesterday and then another one like at 12 or something or like 2 a.m. That's insane. But I really liked how in the caption, she basically in like the Instagram caption I'm talking about, like she basically said this chapter is closed. There's no need for revenge. There's no need for blah blah blah. And it was the classiest way anyone has ever said like, hey, don't send hate to my ex because I'm over it already. Which, you know, makes sense because like if I was Travis Kelce and I was like dating someone who like has like 2 whole albums about someone that they dated for so many years and I'm like the person following that, I would not want to hear about it, you know? But she's made it very clear like that was in the past and like she's moved on from there. Like she's not in that place anymore. And now like the music is ours to use as we like and interpret as we like, and reflect on it with our own relationships and such. I don't know, I just went on a little tangent there because like, how can you not talk about Taylor Swift in this economy? Okay. No, but honestly, yeah, I think I just need to stop being so cynical and allow myself to emerge and play. And even if I go too far into something and it doesn't pay off the way I think it should be, allowing that to be okay. Like allowing that to be okay, because not everything that you like go into will have the same payoff that you perceive it will. But that's okay because you gain experience from that. And it's really hard to, I don't know why, it's really hard for me to like think like, okay, give my all into this. But I want to start doing that because working hard at something, it does feel good. Working hard towards something new and something you like, it pays off. Even if it like you don't see it in numbers or in money. It's like going for a run and then going to sleep that night and you get the best sleep ever because you're actually tired and you actually worked hard and you actually, I don't know, you did something. And even if it's for someone else, like it's also for you because you're getting that experience and you're gaining that wisdom from whatever you're doing. Right? I don't know. I hope so. Okay. I'm probably going to end it there. The main message of all this is don't get in your own way. Stop being so cynical. Yes, nothing matters, but hey, nothing matters. So might as well do a lot of cool shit while you're at it. All right. That's the end of that. Thank you so much for listening or for watching or for both, actually. I mean, yeah, if you're on YouTube, of course, you're listening to both. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.